Yes, sir. There was the detective showed up. There was the assistant chief showed up. There was the detectives, lieutenant captains. They all showed up.
Okay. Do you remember who was first on scene for the detectives?
I think it was Detective Lemons. I think that was the first person I made contact with. Talked to.
Okay.
There was other detectives there.
Did Detective Wilkins come out?
Yes.
What about Detective Noble?
Yes, he was there.
Okay. At any point, was there a response by a canine tracking team?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about that? Where were they from?
They requested there was a county to the south of Chatham County, and that they came in. They called it. I think it was around Reedsville.
And when they arrived, what did they do?
They came in. They was in the front yard, and they was talking to the lieutenant. And I guess after that, they went and did a search.
Now, you mentioned that detectives showed up after some time, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, once the detectives show up, who's in control of the scene?
The detectives.
Okay, so at that point, they took control and sort of relieved the patrol officers of command?
Yes, sir.
Okay. About how long were you at the scene total?
It was quite a while. Probably, I would say probably about 2 hours.
Now, you mentioned that the defendant, her boyfriend, and her brother were present at the scene when you arrived, right?
That's correct, sir.
Now, at some point, were they transported to headquarters for questioning?
They were.
And were you involved in that in any way?
No, sir. A couple of my units were. They assisted the detectives.
Do you remember who that was?
No, I don't.
Okay. Now, after your involvement at the scene concluded, any other organized searches for the missing child?
I did.
Can you tell us about that, please?
Once I left Buckholder Road, I was advised to go to the church. There's a church that's located on the corner of Garrard Avenue and Lewis Mills Boulevard.
And what was happening at the church?
At the church, it was having other resources come in to do the search. Other officers were coming in, and I think they had a civilian search team that came in.
Okay, what do you mean by other resources coming in to do the search?
When they have something, and when they have events where they have missing children, they are calling in other agencies and ask for assistance. Sheriff Department, and then you just have a lot of other people come in to help us aid with the search.
And when did that search take place, and how long did it last?
It took place right after I left Buckholder. It came down. All the units started coming in, and I think we had a representative from SEMA that was there too.
SEMA being Chatham Emergency Management
Yes, sir.
Agency or Authority or something like that?
That's correct.
Okay. Roughly how many people were involved in this search that you're talking about that originated at the church?
I would say it was probably about 50 people there.
And what were y'all doing?
Well, once they got into the church, they briefed them on what was going on, and they briefed on the areas that they wanted to search.
Okay. And what happened after that?
And once that was over, they broke up in groups and they searched the area.
Everybody had a particular area that they were responsible
Yes,
for?
sir.
And how long were you doing that for?
I would say probably another hour and a half.
Okay. What time of day are we at this point, roughly?
It's getting dark. It's late afternoon.
Okay. And when had you initially arrived?
To the church, where?
To the residence in response to the initial call.
It was just a minute.
Sure.
9:42.
Now, were you wearing a body-worn camera that day?
Yes, sir.
Where was it located on your body?
Right in my chest area.
And is that thing always running, or do you have to turn it on?
Yes, sir, it's on. We require, once you get on a call, it has to be on before we get out of the vehicle.
Okay. So how do you turn it on before you get out of the vehicle?
There's a round button in the center. You tap it twice and it activates it.
And did you do that upon arrival in this case?